Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This time we're going to talk about, well, we talked about a little bit about introduction to the Sprite, but now we're going to talk about a little bit more deeper. We're going to talk about the physics, how physics work, and so forth. So what we're going to do is get started. I'm going to again purge, click on this and hit delete on my keyboard. So that will take that information off. All right, so that'll get us started. So we'll go to our SKS, which we just did. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to create a dummy. We're going to set up just basic physics. So we'll put some objects on the screen, set them to do something, and later on we'll just kind of see the idea of it. And this is kind of like a playground to see how this works. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my object location. And you don't see it because it's on my other screen. That's not good. Why is it over there? I'm going to move it over if I can. Oops. There we go. That's what you get. Actually, it looks like this, but if you click on that, you get all these cool things. So I'm going to click on this, the color sprite. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select it up here. I'm going to choose, that's the custom color. I'm going to choose something different. Maybe I'm thinking green today, so green sounds good. So I chose green. So let's go down here. Make sure you select this, and there I'm going to click on down here at the bottom where you see physics definition. And once you click on that, I don't know if I can zoom in on that. Oh, no, I can't. No, I can only zoom in on that. All right, so I have this physics definition right here. And what I'm going to do with that is we have these different body types. So the body types are specified for something specific. Different types on here. You have bounding rectangle, you have a circle, and alpha mask. So the bounding circle is if we had a circle, then that would be relevant to that alpha mask. This is different type of object that you're working with. So it could be a person, it could be something other than if it's not a rectangle or a circle and it's some other type of object, then that's what you would do. But since we're doing an object, a rectangle, I'm gonna choose bounding rectangle for this purpose. Let's see here. All right, so we have that selected, and so now right now let's just run it and see what we get. You'll see what happens. So our object should fall once it starts up. There it goes. It goes right through the floor. And why is that? Well, we haven't really set any physics up yet at this point. It just kind of went through it. We don't have a location set up to do anything. So let's make a change here. Or let's add something. So I'll stop that. And let's see. Let me zoom out here. There you go. You can see the size of the screen right here. So this is the size of the screen. So what I'm going to do, or the app right here. So I'm going to click on, actually, this again. I'm going to try to put it at the bottom. Okay. And I'm going to drag it. Maybe. I'm going to try to drag it to each end. So we want it the constraint against the left, right, and bottom. Okay. So let's choose the color to be something different. Let's go with some brown as if it's weeds. So let's see if this makes a difference by doing this. Okay, so let's go ahead and run it. Now we put a ground there, that should fix it, right? It went right through. So we created a floor and we added a sprite such as the rectangle, but it goes right through the floor. Why is that? So why would you think that it would just go right through and not stop? Well, we haven't really set it up physics wise to do what we really want it to happen. Okay, So this is what I would do next. So let me stop this. I would then click on this on this area right here and the floor. And then what I would do is come over to body type. First of all, we didn't choose rectangle, so we need to do that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to change these features around here. We want it to be dynamic pinned, but we don't want to allow rotation, and we want it to be affected by gravity. So what we want to happen is it to stop right here. So let's see if that fixes it. Ah, look at that. And even had, excuse me, a little, it's late, 11:27, tired. Even had a bounce to it. So that tells me right there that it shows that it has some collision. So that's good. That's huge for us. So right now we're on the right track. All right, so what we need to do is add some jumping capabilities. We need to add some code to this to do something with it. So let me again hit stop. Let's go over to our game scene.swift. And let me maximize this so you guys can see here. And what we're going to do is we're going to remove some of this stuff because all this is only for that object. And we don't really need all this stuff here. So I'm going to go on line 73 with the override function. And the touch canceled. And I think that right there needs to be removed too. Yeah, so we don't need any of this. This is for that program. So I'm going to hit delete. Delete that out. Let's see here. We also want the touchdown at the top here, where it has the function touchdown, move, touch up, touches begin. Thinking. Touch up. Try to remember here. So really all we want to have here is we want to have this function did ride, or did move. I said ride, Jesus. Override touches begin is what we want to have. So we want that for a point. So let's get rid of these guys here. We want the override function touches began. But we don't need all this stuff, so wipe that out. And then we come up here, and we don't need most of this stuff either. All we need is the override function did move, which is right here. We have the self label for now, so we're going to wipe out this right here. Then this stuff right here, I don't think we need either. Wipe it out. So we should just have two things right now. Perfect. That's all we need for now. All right. So this self label right here communicates with this SKS. As you see, we have a label there. So it communicates with that. So self child node with name, hello label, SK label. So this communicates with the game scene.sks. SKS. Let's see, we need to follow. So let's go over here to SKS again. Let's click on this guy. And we need to give it a name. So let's call it, I'm going to call it Land Shark. Is it a Land Shark? No, it's not a Land Shark, but that's what I'm calling it. So we gave it a name. And if you here, I'm sorry guys, click there, and we have this thing called sprite node, so remember that. So if we go back to our code, we have this guy right here, SK label node, and SK label node, and that's what's over there. So we want to do something similar to what they had in place previously. So what I'm going to do is wipe away these guys right here. I don't need those in there anymore. this self label because we don't need that anymore either. What we're going to do is under import, well actually under game scene right here, we're going to create a variable. We're going to call it var. That was called Landshark. Space colon and then sk sprite node. That's what we call it. Question mark. All right. There we go. So we have the did move right down here. So what we're going to do here is we're going to call our Landshark. That's the name of our variable. Equals child node. And we need a string, and so we'll just call it Landshark. We name that value. And then we'll do as question mark. What was it? SK sprite node. There you go, because it references that information. Now, what we're going to do here is we want to try to make our object, a little rectangle box guy called Landshark, jump up and down a little bit more. So let's do Landshark, and we'll do question mark dot physics body, picks it up, question mark dot apply force, and then we'll do a CG vector, which we'll pass in, let's see here in parentheses. So we have CG vector, parentheses, we want to have a X and Y, so dx, and we'll give it 0 for now. And then we'll do a dy, and we'll try 90 to see what that looks like. Oops, there we go. I missed something. Expected expression, did I move something? So Landshark question mark physics body, that looks good. Dot apply force. Oh, you know what? I have an extra one here. It's just one. Okay, just took a while. So we don't want to move left and right, we want to move up and down, so that's why I set that value to 0, and I set this 90, so let's just see what happens. That gives a little bit of bounce. Not much. Change the value a little bit, let's say 1000 at least. And let's stop it and run it, see what happens. Still kind of crazy. Let's try 9 grand. 9,000. Feeling pretty lucky. I'm really increasing the odds here. Still don't like it. It's. Let's try 10,000. Yeah, we'll see. We changed the value to 10,000, which is fine. It's not too much. So one of the things is I meant to point out is when we run this code right here, because our idea is we want we want this object to be able to jump up. So if you click on your mouse, or if you actually click on it with your finger, it moves stuff up. So here's the problem, because we want it to jump. Now if I keep moving up, guess what? That guy disappears. So we need to do the same thing that we did at the bottom at the top here. Let's stop this, and let's go over here and pull in a color sprite. And what I'll do is try to go with the same color. We'll do it completely out. We'll just kind of see here a little bit. It's a little bit outside of the area. there. Let's change the color format. And we'll make it brown. So that way, when it comes up, it should go right here and come back down. No big deal. So that way we can make sure that it doesn't take off the screen completely. So now if we come up like this, all the way up, comes back down. So that's important to do that right there. There, I'm gonna call it a night because I am swamped, exhausted. So that right there will end this part of the video. So when we come back, we'll add some other objects and finish this out. And thanks for watching, guys. Good day.